Hello, this is Lauren, and we're live at the Fluc Hall, and today with us we have Uwe Banton. Sawubona, Uwe.
Sawubona.
Unjani?
Ngiyaphile.
Mfana wam uyitholile. He's got it right on the head. That was African Life Zulu Lesson 101. So, Uwe, we're anticipating a live performance from you. Once again, it's not the first time that I'm personally seeing you perform, but how are you feeling today, and what is the vibe in your body feeling like today in Vienna?
Well, we're feeling good, it's good to be here in Vienna. I haven't played here for, I think, at least a year, at least, so I'm very happy to be here and looking forward. Yeah, man.
That's great. Well, in terms of your career, Uwe, it's, I know you to be an artist who's been out there for a very long time, and specifically stemming that you're European. What's actually brought about this inspiration that you took on, particularly reggae as a genre of music to follow as an artist?
Well, I couldn't even tell you exactly. All I know is something that I have felt, from a very early age, from when I was 14, 15, and I started to really consciously listen to reggae music and just fell in love with the entire music and the vibe and the message, and that love has just grown ever since. And I don't know what it is, because I grew up like any other German boy in those days, and there was just something that this music was talking to me in a very special way, and it became a very important and essential part of my life and my lifestyle.
Okay, and in terms of being in reggae and being in reggae in Europe, how has this growth evolved from the time that you actually started off as a musician? What is it like now, from your perspective?
Right. Well, when I started listening to reggae music, Bob Marley was actually doing his last tour. That was in 1980, and then it was, I remember seeing Peter Tosh live, several, there were Jamaican artists coming over here, but in Germany where I grew up, there was not really like anything that you could call a reggae scene. There were people, there were fans, of course, people who were liking reggae music and were going to the concerts and the shows, but you couldn't really find any clubs or anything like that. There were, to my knowledge, no sound systems. Just later on now I learned that there was actually a sound system in Hamburg, but things were not really so connected then, and we were very much scattered all about the place. And then it kind of, from the mid 80s now, when I got a bit old, I started going out myself, and luckily there was a club nearby where I grew up, where you could get good reggae music and had a good audience, and it then it pretty much stayed on a similar level, although festivals started to come up, and the scene slowly started to develop, and then towards the end of the 90s, all of a sudden this is how I got it, was like a boom that all of a sudden in every town you could find a sound system or a select of people doing parties and so on. So then a local scene kind of evolved, with German youths, playing the music, loving the culture, loving the vibe and the message, very amazing, speaking, patois, or at least trying to, so they very much identify themselves, with the movement,
It's very interesting to see how the movement itself has grown. It hasn't been defined by race, by color. It's just really evolved in such a way that, like the motto goes with reggae, is like one love, and love is, it has so many different spheres in a whole. So it's very interesting to see that an inspiration like yourself as an artist, as a reggae artist particularly, has grown and been a part of the growing of reggae in Germany. You know, yeah, I find that very inspiring.
Well, I find it very inspiring too, and you know, it's a worldwide phenomenon. You know, this music has its origin and its roots in Jamaica. You know, coming, its origin and roots are from a black people. You know, an African people, but you know, the entire nature of the movement and the culture itself is universal. Universal. It doesn't stop at a particular race or set of people. You know, that's why you find nowadays people all over the world, you know, not just listening to this music, but also doing the music, playing the music, you know, and identifying themselves with it, you know.
I'd say what I would call it is a musical diaspora.
Yes, yeah, yes, you could call it that. You know, although you know everyone can find a home within reggae music if you can relate to it. You know, and if you see yourself as a part of it. You know, and it's a very great thing to do. You know, it's very.
I'm very impressed. I'm very, very honored myself to be sitting here with you at this point. And, you know, I've listened to your music, I've seen you perform. What has been your inspiration behind your lyrics? You know, sending out the messages that you do to your audiences and to those who come across your music for the first time.
Well, you know, I try to sing the music that music that comes from my heart and lyrics that come through an inspiration. You know, things that we meditate on, the things that we reason about. You know, with brothers and sisters. You know, political topics, life in general. You know, anything that gives you a thought. You know, and you know can be turned into a song. You know, and it's when I started to listen to reggae music, Bob Marley's music, Burning Spears music, Jacob Miller's music, you know, all these people music were very much inspiration, you know, very big inspiration for me. So you know, I think I what I received, the inspiration I would like to, you know, share and pass on also by doing the same thing, you know, and keeping the circle, you know, flowing, you know, in a way. So this is actually the great gift of reggae music, what Jamaican and you know Jamaican people have given to this world. I think it's not something to be kept in a box, you know, something that needs to, you know, spread around and go around, you know, and be shared, you know. Yeah.
And what is your thinking and your taking on the whole dancehall culture? You know, we're finding that, you know, yes, in time things have to evolve, you know, but I think with the way things are turning out right now, it's kind of a sell-off in some way that there's been a whole lot going on in the dancehall culture where females are, you know, over-exaggerating per se certain objects of their bodies and so forth. What is your take on the whole dancehall culture?
Well, you know, as I said to you before, you know, my greatest inspiration, you know, was the music from Bob Marley and Burning Spear and culture and you know roots and culture. I would say, you know, and I understand, you know, dancehall music, you know, as part of the Jamaican music in general and culture, but in terms of content and message, you know, it is a different thing because Rasta has always been about respect, always be about dignity and love and you know uniting, and which is kind of, you know, contradicting and very often, you know, the exact opposite, you know, of what has been, sung about in dancehall music, So I believe and I trust in the positivity, of the music, of good music, roots music, and its message, And this is why I choose to be, to be part of that and to let my works be in that respect, So I had my time also when I was listening to dancehall music. Of course, it's not, I won't pretend as if I, never heard of it or like as if I'm closing my ears. But it is something that doesn't touch my soul in the way how real roots music does it, So this is why I find myself very much more drawn towards, roots music and reggae music, yeah.
And what message of inspiration would you have to the up and coming artists in Europe, who are following into your shoes per se as well? In Germany, in Austria, all around Europe, and other artists in Africa from all around the world. What would your message of inspiration to them be in this, in struggling times of the music industry?
Right. Well, first of all, no matter who you are and where you come from, this music is an art and it's a culture, that gives you a chance, how to present yourself, and let the people know who you are, because when you're on the stage and you're singing out your soul, it's like, you're turning your soul inside out, So the greatest thing you can do to be real and to be authentic is being yourself. So try to know everything about yourself, who you are and what you are about, what you want to share, what is the message you want to share with the people. And I always say you can never excel better, or in anything else other than, being yourself. You can never reach that highest level of excellence, by trying to imitate someone else. Of course, we all get inspired. As I said, I've been inspired by a man like Bob Marley, for example, and other artists. And of course, these all the influence and the inspiration, play their part in composing what you are about. But the greatest thing is find out what is inside of you and what is it that you would like to share with the people. And because you were mentioned the music industry, I always try to refrain from using the word industry, the term industry, when it comes to our music, because industry sounds too much like an industrial, like a factory product. Music is much more, as I said, it's more an art, and the industry itself, what I would call the industry, has never really done much things in favor of our music, because it somehow goes contrary towards what we are dealing with. It's our, if we just look at our music as being a product, then it becomes just something that people can consume, and then after, they forget even what it was about. But it is so much more, because that's the same reason why today, people are still listening to the Bob Marley's music, and his message has never lost 1 inch of its value and its meaning, And this is the same way I try to approach, my music when I'm doing music, I don't, wouldn't just like it to be something that, you just listen to one day and then it's over, So.
Thank you for that. It's always very good to be informed about, different perspectives as to, different feelings over what's going on in terms of this music genre. And what will we be expecting from you in future, anytime soon and in future?
Right. Well, you see, now I've just come back from the US of doing my first dates in the US, my first time ever playing over there. And of course, I one of my main wishes is to see my music to spread around more. And because, doing this music, it's, as I said, we can't keep it in a box, meaning I can't keep it in just Germany alone or Europe alone. It's a universal music and a message, not just mine, reggae music in general. So I think it's just the normal process for the music to be heard, and to spread, wherever it can be spread. Apart from that, the release of my latest album, Mental War, is just about 1 year now, and I soon would like to, concentrate on doing new songs, recording new songs, starting to produce, to work on the next album. I have not started as yet, but this is what I aim for, and then definitely, play out, because nothing can, in this time and age of internet where, people can just go on YouTube and just, experiencing it, and getting a not just a visual impression of an artist and its performance. It's only like a mouse click away, but nothing can replace the live experience, and actually being at a live show and just feeling the vibes. So, I hope that people can get to experience that, more live shows, from reggae music in general all over the world,
You as well.
and from me anyway as well, of course. Yes.
So where will you be performing next?
Oh, right now my next show is next month in Wuppertal in Germany, and at the beginning of next year I will be playing in Nuremberg. I have spent much time on the road, actually, as I said, just coming back from the US. So we are still, working on new dates, still, yes. Sure, they will be coming up soon, so people can go on my website and check out and get the info. As soon as there's any news, we always release it there, which is uwebanton.com. So people can check out the latest news there, and we'll definitely be updated on live dates and all that kind of stuff.
So guys, you've gotten the news. You can check out Uwe Banton's website and get all the dates for his up and coming tours, concerts and festivals that he'll be performing at. So Uwe,